Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to your daily Wallops weather briefing for Thursday, January 16th. We're finally seeing some sunshine out there this morning, and we'll continue to see these upper level clouds slowly clear out throughout the day. But the biggest story is our blustery winds. We are in a wind advisory, and we do anticipate to remain in that wind advisory throughout the remainder of the workday, and perhaps even into tonight as well, as we have a tight pressure gradient developing over the area, as we're seeing some cooler and drier air starting to filter in as we have this dry cold front passing the region, and we will start to see a pattern change with temperatures returning to what we would expect for this time of year over the next couple days. Let's take a quick look at our satellite to start off here. We do have an abundance of upper level cloudiness, maybe a little bit of mid level cloudiness across the tidewater. It is slowly clearing out this morning. Still going to be seeing some upper level cloudiness at least through the noon hour. Does look like it should clear out a bit as we go into the afternoon, and then does look like we will see those upper level clouds pretty much completely diminish as we go into this evening, and then just seeing some lower level clouds develop as we really start to see that colder air filtering in, and that colder air filtering in over those relatively warm bay waters will give us a little bit of cloudiness near 4,000 feet tonight and tomorrow. But we are going to continue to see those blustery conditions today as we do have a weak cold front passage moving across the area. So taking a look at our surface analysis, there you see that weak dry cold front that is progressing across the area as of about 8 a.m. this morning, and behind there, that's when we are going to start to see those colder temperatures drop off. We've already seen our high temperature today at about 6 a.m. We saw the temperature get up to 60, but as of around 12Z, it was in the upper 50s still. Now down into the mid 50s, and we do anticipate it to pretty much stay there for the next couple hours before dropping off rather quickly once we get into the mid-afternoon hours. And we are going to be seeing finally our low temperature tonight get down to more seasonable levels as we have this very large Arctic high pressure starting to build eastward. Taking a look at our upper level winds this morning, we are seeing those northwesterly winds at the surface up to about 3,000 feet, around 25 knots across that entire level there before they shift more west-northwesterly, weakening a bit at the 6,000 foot level, 20 knots, then increasing steadily from 50 knots at 9,000 feet up to about 120 knots at the 25,000 foot level, seeing our freezing level this morning around 10,000 feet. Taking a look at our forecast for today, like I said, I already saw the high temperature earlier this morning around sunrise. We'll continue to see those temperatures hover into the mid-50s for the morning hours and through lunchtime. Then they'll start to quickly drop off by the mid-afternoon hours into the 40s. And as you can see, those temperatures will continue to plummet on the overnight hours with a low expected of 27 for tomorrow morning. We'll see those wind chills down to the teens as well as we continue to have some blustery northwesterly winds. Our winds are going to max out once we get towards noon and into the early afternoon hours, about 17 to 22 knots, gusting to up to 40 miles per hour at times. And then they'll weaken just a bit once we get towards sunset. Still running a slight chance of seeing a wind advisory for the overnight hours, but with that sunsetting, we should see those winds drop off quite a bit, only gusting to around 25, a little below 25 knots overnight. Then by mid-morning tomorrow, it does look like they will see an uptick again, around 14 to 19 knots and gusty by the mid-morning on Friday. Taking a look at our terminal forecast, currently seems a few clouds at 5,000 feet, few at 20,000, broken at 25,000. That upper level cloudiness and the lower clouds will decrease throughout the morning hours, becoming scattered at 25,000 by noon. Still seeing a chance of some of that cloudiness at 5,000 feet though. And we'll see partly cloudy skies late this afternoon, just a few at 5,000, a few at 25,000, and then as we go on past sunset tonight, that upper level cloudiness should diminish, and then we'll see just a scattered to perhaps broken deck of clouds at 4,000 feet for much of the overnight hours, becoming few at 4,000 by sunrise tomorrow. Let's take a quick look at our model to see how our weather pattern is going to continue to progress. Like I said, we have been seeing much above average temperatures over the past week or two, and it's been very mild out there, especially for early January, but that is all about to change as we go into this weekend, especially next week. So Taking a look at our model for today, there's that dry cold front passage ushering in our first wave of cold air, which will give us a pretty cold day tomorrow. Not only expecting those highs to get up into the upper 30s, maybe as high as 40 if we get those winds to relax, or a little bit of a less cold advection than expected. But otherwise, very chilly tomorrow, a little bit below average actually, and that will be under some partly cloudy and mostly sunny skies. We get that cold high pressure settling across the northeastern portions of the country. As we go into Friday night, that high pressure is really going to settle right overhead. That's going to give us some clearer skies, but some very calm winds. So that's going to help to drop those temperatures down even farther to around 20 into the low to mid 20s for your Saturday morning. And then we're going to have this next system approach the area. We will be having a warm front pass the area near in the morning time frame on Saturday. Could see a brief snow flurry or two around the mid-morning hours near Salisbury and areas farther north, but it is going to be a lot of dry air at the surface, so any snowflakes that do fall are going to have to bust through that before reaching the ground. The big story is that's going to be the warm front, and then we are going to see those temperatures rise throughout the day as we're in the warm sector of the system, and then we are going to be seeing a cold front passage as we go into a late Saturday afternoon and evening, and throughout the night, Saturday night, we will be seeing some rainfall across the region, moderate at times. It does look like it's going to rain pretty much throughout the entire evening, but it will be dried out by the time we wake up on Sunday. And then as we go into Sunday, that's when the big pattern change is expected, as we have a very broad area of Arctic high pressure that's going to start to settle in across much of the eastern half of the country. That's going to give us some very frigid temperatures with highs early to mid next week into the mid 30s. Lows will even drop down into the teens at times as we go into Monday through Wednesday next week. So taking a look at our 7-day forecast. Partly cloudy, breezy today. Like I said, already seen that high temperature, with temperatures will slowly fall off throughout the day today. Seeing that low back to normal tomorrow, 27 degrees, and then a very chilly day tomorrow of 38 degrees. We could see some slightly breezy winds as well, which could make it feel like the 20s out there. For Saturday, we are going to be seeing a very chilly low. With a low of 23 degrees expected, and then we'll see those temperatures rise throughout the day. That high of 50 looks like it's going to occur most likely closer to midnight Saturday night, as we just before that cold front passes, bringing us the rain for the much of Saturday evening. As we go into Sunday, it looks like that rain will be moved east of the area by Sunday morning. We'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies, and then really start to see that very cold air mass start to quickly filter in, only expecting a high of 46 on Sunday. And then you'll start to see after that for next week, those temperatures will be very cold out there. Expect a low of 25 on Monday, and then that high is only expected to get around 35 degrees for Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll have some pretty good conditions for some radiational cooling combined with that very cold air mass on Tuesday and Wednesday morning. So that'll allow those temperatures to drop into the teens, possibly even into the low teens once we get for the more interior portion of Delmarva. And I do anticipate those cold conditions with highs in the mid-30s and lows possibly below 20 degrees to continue throughout the work week next week. That'll do it for your daily weather briefing. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:15 a.m. and at 10 a.m. Have a great day.